covered the problems with space junk on this show before, and today we've got some good news. New rules about sustainability in space could help us cut space debris. As reported by Universe Today, there are 20,000 objects orbiting Earth that are larger than 4 inches, or 10 centimeters. Out of all of those objects, only about 10% of them are operational satellites. That means there are 18,000 pieces of junk out there, and it's not just regular junk. It's very dangerous junk. Even if you've got something the size of a cell phone flying around, it can do a ton of damage if it's traveling at thousands of miles an hour. It's bad news if something crashes into one of those 2,000 satellites up in orbit, since they help us with things like navigation, weather forecasting, hurricane tracking, communications, and climate science. Fortunately, the space junk problem is being addressed by a new initiative led by the World Economic Forum Global Future Council on Space Technologies. The council is spearheading a project to come up with what they call the Space Sustainability Rating System, or SSR. It's basically a set of voluntary guidelines to help nations that are developing and launching satellites. Some countries already have laws in place to govern companies operating on their soil, but the SSR is being set up as a global initiative. It's being worked on by a pretty diverse team, including members from the Space-Enabled Research Group at the MIT Media Lab and members from the European Space Agency. A big part of their focus right now is to come up with guidelines for what happens after a satellite stops functioning. For example, hopefully the SSR can come up with a way to help satellite operators set the altitude and the lifespan of a satellite so it doesn't just stay up in space forever. The group has just started working on the problem, but the clock is ticking. According to a press release from the team working on this, there are a lot of countries working on new space programs, so it's important to have the SSR in place as soon as possible. Still, it's good knowing that someone has taken the first step towards sustainability in space. After all, we've got a lot of universe to explore. Can't have our dirty laundry getting in the way.